It's the Morning Brew with Friends. We got a fun show today with our friend Emmett Garcia in this morning. He's going to tell us a great story. And then we have Amy Beale High School students talking about their volunteer adventures. Of course, Burnco on the Brew today. Lorraine Higgins from Orange Theory Fitness is in, and it's Wednesday, so that means Trending with Joe Marie, all in the Morning Brew with Friends. All right, it's the Morning Brew with Friends. It's quite a treat to have Amy Garcia in this morning. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
You've been the storyteller at the Hyatt Tamaya for a while.
Yeah, I've been probably since it opened back in...
How do you get that gig? That sounds like the most fun gig ever.
Well, there ain't any other storytellers out there that are quite active as I am. Storytelling for Native Americans has been on the low down for the last few years, just because times have changed a little bit, technology has changed, and
is that opening up new frontiers for you to be able to tell
stories?
Yeah,
being the only storyteller, it keeps me quite busy, going to schools and communities and at the resort. So when they offered me the job to be the storyteller there, they were searching for a storyteller, and little did they know, within my own tribe at Santana and the partnership we have with the Hyatt Regency, the door just opened up, and I really love my job very much. I meet so many people, and just keeps me active with the young people.
That sounds great. So do you have like a story time?
Yeah, I share stories every Monday and Saturday, and then it picks up during the summertime. I usually do it 4 times throughout the week.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. And then I do some private events with some of the guests that have come out to visit the resort, and special guests or private groups or whatever. They call me up, and I go and do either welcomes or I do storytelling for them.
Cool. Do you tailor stories to an event? Like if somebody comes in like a pharmaceutical convention, do you tell a story about pharmaceuticals or something?
Yeah, I like pharmaceutical companies.
I love it.
Yeah, I do those type of events. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So how do you get started doing this? Is this a thing that's been a family tradition for years, or is this something that there was a storyteller that you learned from in the tribe? What?
Just listening to my grandparents, my parents, listening to storytellers within the community. Being a storyteller early on age, I was one of those little kids that people like to take on road trips, that talked all the way to the destination and all the way back. And then just when they offered storytelling to me, when I was in college, I was in theater, just kind of honing my skills in acting, and enjoyed theater very much, and just kind of carried on from there. Always just been kind of a natural performer, and because I do music as well as theater, storytelling, as well as having our own company, Emergence Productions, and just involved in performing arts.
And then you're also an author. The newest book right here is was it Sister Rabbit's Tricks, and it just came out, right?
That's right. Well, not just come out. It's been about 3 or 4 years now.
Okay, but it's the newer of your two.
The newer. This one is the newer one. This one has been out a while.
Excellent. And I know that you have a story for us this morning.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, if you would indulge.
Sure. Well, one of my favorite characters when I was a kid was Coyote. Coyote is a trickster. He's always tricking all the other animals out of stuff, and he's very wily and very cunning. And it was said that Coyote tricked so many animals in the area, they all kind of ganged up on him and chased him away. Well, he was really sad, of course, so he went out to live over by the mountains just east of here, which is the Sandia Mountains. Well, when he found a suitable place to live out there in the forest, he built a great big stick house made out of trees and branches and mud, and once he was done making his home, he hung all his belongings on the wall, and that's where he stayed for many, many days. Nobody ever came to visit Coyote because, well, he didn't have any friends because he was, untrustworthy and that kind of a guy. During the evenings, he used to like to lay out in front of his stick house in the soft grass, and just to pass the time, he would sing songs up into the evening sky. Well, after spending so much time alone and nobody ever coming to visit the Coyote, he started to get a little crazy, a little loco, like he see things or hear things that weren't even there. Well, after spending so much time alone, Coyote started to miss being with people, being with other animals. As he would lay out into the evening sky, as he would look up into the evening sky, he would always see this one star that always shining blue, green, and red. And one evening he shouted out to this star, "Oh, beautiful star, why don't you come visit me sometime? I'm so lonely down here." Well, one night Coyote was asleep in his stick house, and he was awakened in the middle of the night by this very bright light coming to the door of his stick house. Coyote grabbed his bow and arrow off the wall, and he ran out to see what this light was. He was looking through the trees, and boy, this light was shining very, very bright. Coyote yelled out, "Hey, who comes to the mighty Coyote stick house?" Well, from the trees, this very beautiful woman's voice rang back. She said, "Oh, Coyote, it's just me." Coyote said, "Kim Kardashian?" Not really, not really. And this lady said, "No, it's not Kim Kardashian or Caitlyn Jenner. It's just me, Star Woman." So Coyote said, "Ooh, Star Woman." As she came out of the trees, she was a very lovely lady, very beautiful with long black hair. He invited her to sit down. He made a new campfire. Pretty soon they were talking and laughing and sharing all kinds of fun stories. But after a while, they started to fall in love, and they spent many happy days together. But after some time, Star Woman, she started to get a little homesick. Finally, one evening, she asked Coyote if he wanted to come with her to meet her family up in the sky among the stars. So Coyote agreed to go with Star Woman. So Star Woman, she led Coyote out to this great big clearing out there in the forest. When they got out there, she grabbed his paw, and pretty soon they began to run in this little circle, and then an even bigger circle, and then an even bigger one. Next thing you know, they began to lift up off the ground, and they started to fly. Star Woman and Coyote, they went higher and higher up into the sky, and at first Coyote, he liked flying, but then it started to get dark and cold and kind of scary. Icicles were forming on his nose and on his ears. Coyote started to think to himself, "Boy, where does this lady live?" Well, it got so dark, cold, and scary, Coyote finally let go of Star Woman's hand, and he fell all the way back to Earth. Splash! They say that he landed in the Rio Grande River, and they say that if you ever listen carefully, especially in the evening time over by the bosque, by the cottonwood forest, you can still hear Coyote and his grandchildren. They're always howling and singing songs up into the evening sky, where they're not only howling in honor of the moon, but they're howling in the honor and the love and the missing of Star Woman. And that's why the coyotes howl every evening time.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's awesome. And we can hear you at Tamaya, and we can read your books, and we can see you at private events all around the state.
That's right.
I love it. Thanks for coming in.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. Be back in a
Thanks for
few minutes in
having
the
me.
Morning Brew with Friends.